Today, I would like to welcome you one and all to Dcraft. And today, we are going to continue the remastered tour that, I released like a couple years ago. Well, I'm going back and adding things like you can see my face now. And without further ado, let's continue to the mining dimension. Ooh, camera's out of control. What am I doing? Let's just go. Come on. Cut, go, go. So today we are going to take a look at the mining dimension. You may say, why the mining dimension? Well, resources. You can get a lot of resources easily if you can get to the mining dimension. Second reason is rocks. Rocks from the Rockhounding module. You're going to be amazed. So, first thing you have to do is build a mining multi-tool, which requires one of these, a moonstone. Moonstone is one of the rarest drops you're going to find in the overworld. It is only available in certain rocks, at certain times of the day, and at depth. You're also going to need a couple blocks of quartz, a silver ingot, and an electricium pickaxe, which requires a lot of electricium. You'll use the portal tool to make the portal frame. And this is set up just like for your nether portal. You'll activate it. And then to get transported, you'll go into the frame and you will click the shift key to go and sneak. And it will transport you to the mining dimension. So here we are. Mining dimension is a very pretty place. It's quiet. It goes on forever. There are trees. I've built a bit of a tree farm back here. I've got a garden in the background. And we'll talk about this structure later, this big old thing made with cobblestone and dirt. But to get into the meat and potatoes, it's the rocks. That's why we're here. All these collection bins are different types of rocks available in the Rockhounding mod. I've laid out what the rocks look like for you, graduating from red to black, basically, along with some miscellaneous things. One of the things I want you to look at here, this center line, is what they look like coming out of the ground, which is cool enough to begin with. But if you take a raw rock and you convert it to a plain block, a lot of times, not always, but a lot of times, the texture and the pattern will change greatly. So here we have basically our reds going into our greens. And again, big changes in some of these. So why am I so interested in rocks? Well, there are two reasons. If you know me at all, you know that I am into rocks and cutting rocks into gemstones. And I'll tell you right now, whoever made this did a real good job with the patterns, because this really does look a lot like labradorite. They do have these crosshatch patterns in it due to the cleavage that it has in the stones and the twinning of the crystals. Here's some of the darker ones. Back on this side we have the grays and the browns. And then we have some miscellaneous oddball type things over here on the end that are just didn't really fall into place or came out of the pit after I had everything else set up. One of the big ones is opal. Really not very pretty raw stone, but you polish it up and lots of color. And this does look fairly like one of the white opals out of Australia. Same thing with the ammonite here. The polished stone is very, very indicative of what you get when you polish an ammonite. Polishing stones, making gems, used to be in this pack back in 1.7. It is no longer in the pack in 1.12. You used to be able to get gem shards, which you could then cut into gems, and then you could set them into jewelry. It was a great idea. Loved it. Has been taken out of the pack. So if you are into that sort of thing, Send the developer letters. Tell them we want our gems back in the Rockhounding pack. So you're looking at all these colors. It's like, yeah, this would make a cool base. We could decorate it real nice. So what? So here's the thing. You use the mod in here where you can take wood frame and you can overlay skins of different textures, and you combine that into a spaceship. And you can get some really amazing, cool looking spaceships between the rocks, the rock textures, I mean, and using them as skins over the wood frames. That's why we have that. And there's more than just this. They also have a rockhounding surface that has petrified wood. So there's another stack of textures that you can get, both as planks and raw wood logs. So yeah, it just keeps getting better all the time. Over here are some of the things you can make with the rocks. You can make pools, columns, posts, sculptures. Isn't that cool? So this is a twisted column. And this is how you make the stones. You drop your raw blocks in, the water wheel turns, the sledgehammers hit it, eventually it becomes a plain block like we see here. With a few changes on the machinery and some additions up here, you can make the tiles and the columns. Eventually you can build the machines, and the machines are nice because they're a lot faster. You can get them to run fairly consistently. They do require a heat source. I'm using lava. They also require water for lubrication. But you drop your raw stones in here, you turn them into plain blocks, and then you take your plain blocks, put them in here, and you can make pretty much anything. Earlier takes, we made some of these. Actually, we'll go ahead and play with this a little bit. There, I started building one earlier, one of the earlier takes. And you can just keep on going up, or you can set them next to each other. And they'll link up like so. I don't know if they'll do it up another layer. Apparently not. Probably do it up here, they'll make a connection. These do give you a little bit of light, not a lot, but they're cool to look at. And I've used them in columns. These are the types of columns that are going to go on the tower. I've also created sculptures with them. So here we got a little angel type dude with his wings, or a jetpack, or whatever you want to imagine it as. I like this one better than the one over here we looked at. It's a lot more three-dimensional. And the last thing we're going to look at is this. Get out of here, butterfly. This is a charcoal pit. You dig a pit, you fill it up with log piles, you cover it with dirt, you leave one spot open that you can hit with your flint and steel. As soon as it catches fire, you're going to put a dirt block on top of it. If you've done everything right, you'll see some smoke, you'll hear some crackling, and this will go on probably for a couple, maybe 3 Minecraft days. Do not open it early. If you do, the oxygen will get in and all of your charcoal and wood piles will go poof, and they'll be gone. But if you let it go till it stops smoking, stops crackling, you'll open this up and you will find tons and tons of charcoal and ash. More charcoal than you think you could probably ever use, but I'll tell you right now, I'm on like my 5th load, so you will find uses for charcoal. Also, the other great thing about the mining dimension, the sun doesn't move. It's always daytime. So when you go to set up your grid power grid, you always have power. You don't have to set up 2 grids, one for day, one for night, and then have half the time where it's not running in between. So this will run and keep running and supply you with power no matter where you are in this world, as long as what you're working with takes grid power. Unfortunately, that's not a lot of things, but you do need them. So we are now at the end of the video. Do stop in to CurseForge or Twitch, download the mod pack to your computer, and don't do that inside in a wood structure. You will burn the place down. Art Electric Sword's wonderful. And there you have it. That is the mining dimension. Hope y'all enjoyed it, and do realize that Dcraft, the Omicron version, is now available in early release on CurseForge. Just go out to CurseForge, type Dcraft, and then type the word Omicron. It should bring it right up. You can use it through the CurseForge launcher or download it and use it through any launcher more or less that you feel like. As far as I'm aware, they all work. Just be careful if you're not using CurseForge to use a reputable launcher. So, that said, we are trying to make the goal. I would love to see 25 subscribers by the end of August. I think we glitched. 25 subscribers by the end of August. We're well on our way, and you're all appreciated. We have had some amazing statistics come through, and crows everywhere. There's crows. Anyhow, do the dance, sing the song. See, I'm dancing. Hit the like, put a nice comment. Let us know what you think. Try the game out. Let me know what you think. And we're gonna try something here. Are we gonna? Oh no, we hit the wrong thing. There we go. It's easy to dance when you got a jetpack on. Bye. Oh, butterfly.